result, considering what happened over those, however long, 102 minutes, which was played at IBROX. Of course, Rangers 0, Athletic Club 0. And I've never celebrated a 0-0 draw in all of my life. Considering the circumstances, it had everything. Apart from, well, it had disallowed goals, but apart from standing goals, the game had absolutely everything. And we were unfortunate to be on the poor end of all of the decisions tonight. But look, coming away from it, what a result. Look, going into this one, of course, we just come off the back of losing 2-0 to Hibernian. We've been disgraceful in recent performances at IBROX. We've been really, really, really bad. And again, a lot of people, Athletic Club are the favourites going into this competition. They are the favourites to win the competition. So it was always going to be a tough test regardless. And a lot of people said this was going to be the hurdle that we're going to fall short at. And going down to 10 men on the 12th minute certainly looked that way. It looked that way. I genuinely sat there and went, oh no, because it was a poor decision. No, I mean, look, in the letter of the law, it's a red card, yes, but it's one of those ones where if it's given to you, it's super unfortunate and it feels really, really sore. And that's how I felt when Robin Proper got sent off. I just felt at the start of the game is over. I felt that it was going to be the case. I thought we were going to be in for a really long night and we were going to be coming off the back with conceding a good few goals and it would probably be over in the first leg. However, I was wrong on one account. It was a very, very long night. However, the boys dig deep yet again and we were absolutely fantastic defensively. There was even a penalty save to be had there as well. So whilst it did feel that the luck was going against us, we did have our moments within this game. And actually, I'm super proud of the boys and I'm actually happy with the result considering. And I think there have been a lot of Rangers fans that actually before the ball was even kicked tonight, they just said, well, as long as we're in it for the second leg, and we're in it. We're ready to go in this for the second leg, all to play for in Basque Country, in Bilbao, and actually we've been better probably away from home. So you do want to have a bit of positivity going into this one. I didn't think Athletic Club were that great. I really didn't. I didn't think, apart from the penalty, Liam Kelly actually had to do much. But there's so much to dissect, guys. As always, guys, do get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. I'm going to be taking your live reaction a little bit later on. But look, going into the game, of course, there were some big calls. 6 changes, and Barry Ferguson got them absolutely spot on. Dropping back Jack Butland, we spoke about it in the Hibs reaction. We did say that Jack Butland's costing us. He's costing us probably a goal every other game with turning off, and putting Liam Kelly in on paper looks like a really, really a decision, a massive decision. It was, and it paid off massively. I thought Liam was fantastic. As stated, he didn't have much to do in terms of what Athletic Bilbao were creating. But when called upon, he made a fantastic save and was really steady at the back. And then, of course, the penalty. That's absolutely massive. That's huge. And when called upon, he's passed with flying colours. So a massive, massive congratulations to Liam Kelly. And it's his place to lose now. It's his place to lose. You know, he's been waiting in the sidelines, chomping at the bit. He's played a couple of games so far this season, and I think he's been really, really good within the matches that he's played. And again, he certainly kept the gloves for the next game going into the weekend at Pataudry, and then following on until he messes up. I don't care if Jack Butland's the big name. Liam Kelly has been absolutely fantastic and definitely deserves to keep his place in the team after that performance. So a lot. There's so much that just went on, guys. It was a long, long night. A 12-minute stoppage time. Bailey Rice looks like he's okay in the end, of course, being stretchered off. And actually, towards the end there, we were playing with 9 men due to Jujon Sterling going off of the pitch in the last few minutes. So we had 9 men. We finished the game with 9 men. We are at our bare bones, but there is a bit of positivity as John Suter and Mohamed Diamande coming back into the team as of next week. So it's all set up for a big European night next week in the second leg with a chance for us to get to the semi-final. And actually looking at Athletic Bilbao's performance today, with 11 men, I know it's if, buts and maybes, and yes, sometimes the dynamics can change when a team's playing with 10 men, but with 11 men, you know, we probably could have had a good few chances to actually have won the game outright tonight. I thought Athletic Club were pretty ordinary. You know, they're probably the team going away and thinking, we played 90 minutes with a man extra and we've made nothing count of it. Whereas we're in euphoria, all celebrating a 0-0 draw because it's huge. It's absolutely huge considering the circumstances. And I'm seeing some comments there in the live chat saying it feels like a win. It absolutely does feel like a win. It really does feel like a win for us because I can get doom and gloomy watching Rangers, especially this season. When that happened, I was like, for fuck's sake, game's over. And I bet there was a lot of you guys at home thinking, oh, fucking game's over now. And then, you know, you're hearing what Athletic Club are all about, free scoring, all of these kind of things been fantastic in Europe this season. You're thinking, they're just going to go score a good few goals and use that man advantage. But they didn't. We were really, really well. We were pretty solid at the back, and as I said, didn't really create too many chances in terms of Athletic Club. And we had a chance to open the scoring straight after the red card. So, I'm happy. I'm happy, of course, to go into the next leg. 0-0, clean slate, everything to play for. We're back with 11 men next week, so let's make it count, and let's hopefully we win that game and get to the semi-final. It would be absolutely huge. For those of you that are keeping an eye on it, the winners of this round, I'm not getting too ahead of myself because we've got a big game next week, but the winners of this round, of course, are going to be playing either Manchester United or Lyon. That game ended 2-2, by the way, in the first leg. So, it's all to play for. I'm absolutely buzzing with that result, but only half-time. But things hopefully will get better out in Basque Country. I need to say a bit of credit to Barry Ferguson. Again, spot on, made big decisions, made big changes in a big game, and they all paid off. And that's what good managers do. I think in-game management today also was very, very good. I thought they get all the decisions right, the substitutions all right, and I'm really, really proud of the boys. It's just, I think I heard Tavernier towards the end there in the interview saying we need to try and channel this into domestically. We're ripping up trees in Europe. We're fantastic in Europe. We're just so bad domestically. But that's not take anything away from the boys, guys. We live to fight another day, and we go back next week. But guys, let's have a little look at your the live comments. I'm not going to stay too long because where I am in the world, it's 5:15 in the morning. I had a super late one and I'm not been to sleep yet. So, madness. Billy McCall says, feels like a win. Absolutely, Billy, it does. Ian Forbes says, very, very good result. I'm in Perth, Australia, and I did expect to lose. After that, I'm super proud. Again, I think a lot of people expected us to lose regardless of us having, even if we had 11 men on the pitch. People said that this was probably going to be the stage too far. These guys are the favourites for the competition, Athletic Club. But I am confident that we can go there next week and go on and win the game, albeit we keep 11 men on the field this time. I do feel a little bit for Robin. It's one of those, the letter of the law, the referee had every right to send him off. It's just that it's really painful when it goes against your team, because if it's the other side, you're thinking, you're applauding it and you're going, right, good decision by the referee. But I hate the rule. I think Ali brought up a point in commentary, and he was saying that, well, if it was a penalty, so if it was a few inches closer or inside the box, and if it was a penalty, Robin wouldn't have been sent off in that matter because you can't get a double punishment. So it's one of those really frustrating ones. However, I would rather have played with 10 men than give away a goal, and that worked out for us in the end. And next week's better because we've got Suter coming back and we've got Diamande coming back, so Proper probably won't be missed. I do rate Suter a lot higher than I do Robin Proper. With regard to the goal, that was frustrating. I mean, that was one of those situations where I was like, right, yes, it's offside and buzzing, and then all of a sudden he's picking up the penalty. I'm like, this is just our luck tonight. In terms of the decisions going against us, I was like, this is manic. I can't be dealing with this. And Liam comes up with such a massive save, and what a guy. It really, really was. Granny says, loved the result. Well done to the boys. I think we're all unanimous in this feeling. The 12th man always played its part as well, so it probably equaled it out. The Rangers fans were absolutely fantastic as well. Jake Worrell says, surely United, Lyon, Spurs are more favourites. Well, I'm saying by the bookies' favour. I didn't just pull that out of my arse. But Man United are 14th in the Premier League, 13th in the Premier League. Spurs are 17th in the Premier League. Athletic Bilbao are fourth in La Liga. So there's a title race going on there. I don't think Athletic Club will necessarily be in that discussion for the title, but certainly a side that are outperforming the likes of Manchester United and Spurs. And Lyon, I don't think, have been that great domestically either. So I can see why the bookies have said it. Jake Worrell says, no offence meant, just wondering how you're a Rangers fan as you don't sound Scottish. Yeah, well, my family is Scottish, so I was born in England, but my family is Scottish, so I've got an English accent. Granny says, never underestimate the young boys. They were really good. It was some brave decisions. It was some big decisions that Barry made and put confidence in some of those young boys. Look at the likes of Bailey Rice. I think that was his second start tonight. Unfortunate to see him go off injured, but some big changes from the manager. And, you live and die by the sword, but those ones, pay dividends. If we had Jack Butland in goal tonight, would he have been the guy? Would he have made a mistake that he usually does? Would he have saved that penalty? Again, you don't know these kind of things. So, it all worked well for Barry. And especially in Europe at this moment in time, everything he's touching is turning to gold. But we don't get anything for a 0-0 draw at IBROX. We live to fight another day, but as a Rangers fan, I want us to go out and win the tie next week and go through to the semi-finals of the competition and then progress even further. That's what it's all about. Floppy says, will Rangers win the league with Barry Ferguson next season? I don't think Barry will get the job unless he wins the Europa League, and at that point they'll probably have to give him the job. He would be getting he should already deserve a statue anyway for his what he's done for the club as a player. But yeah, he'd probably get a stand named after him. If he won the Europa League as an interim manager, he'd be given the job, of course he would. But I don't think at this moment in time he's probably in the running. Of course his hat's in the ring for it, but I don't think with the new owners coming in, I don't necessarily think he's at the top of their shortlist, but we'll see. Winning the Europa League would certainly do that. But yeah, unbelievable, guys. And I'm not going to stay up too late. I've had my say on it. We'll dissect a little bit more later on. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on the result down there in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.